point are going to be even lower. With that, are there any questions? Any questions, Chief Seconds? All right, remember, obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times.
The most talked about fight in Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s immaculate career has to be his first bout against Jose Luis Castillo on April 20th, 2002. Let me take you to that night. This wasn't just any fight. It was Mayweather stepping into a new weight class, facing a seasoned champion with a punch that could rearrange your weekend plans. At the time, Mayweather was 27-0 and making his debut in the lightweight division, where Castillo, 45-4-1, 41 KOs, held the WBC title, a man with fists that could probably crack open walnuts for fun. I'll be doing a round-by-round breakdown of this classic fight, and you know what? Prepare for an interesting drama.
You'll see that Mayweather has a 3-year age advantage at 25. They're equal in height, 2-inch reach advantage for Floyd. They both weighed in within a pound of the 135-pound limit. But look at this. In his very first appearance at this weight level, Mayweather, who had difficulty making 130, enters the ring unofficially at a weight of 138.5. Castillo, who weighed in for his last fight at 150, enters the ring after having weighed in at 134.5 at 147.5 with a 9-pound weight advantage unofficially over Mayweather entering the ring.
It had already started before the opening bell. There was already plenty of drama brewing. Mayweather wasn't just fighting Castillo, he was fighting for a bigger piece of the pie. Fresh off complaints about his $2.2 million purse, pennies really, he was vocal about wanting to become more than just a star. He wanted to be a megastar. In a 2002 interview with the Los Angeles Times, Floyd said, "I want my face out there more. I want to become a household name. I was promised I was going to be as big as life. I need to be promoted a lot more." He wasn't just throwing punches in the ring. He was making power moves behind the scenes, eventually parting ways with promoter Bob Arum by 2006. This fight wasn't just about Floyd climbing the lightweight ranks. It was about him starting to lay the groundwork for Money Mayweather, the future king of pay-per-view. Now, with that bit of backstory, let's dive into round one. Larry Merchant, never shy to stir the pot, sets the stage with his usual flair, hyping up Mayweather's wins over Genaro Hernandez and Diego Corrales. He throws in a curveball though. Castillo's got a 9-pound weight advantage. Could that be the kryptonite to Mayweather's Superman act? The bell rings, and from the first second, Mayweather's not just fighting, he's performing. He's a magician in there, vanishing from Castillo's punches and reappearing just long enough to land his own. The first minute is all Floyd, all speed. Castillo's chasing him like a dog trying to catch his own tail, but it's clear Mayweather's just too fast. Halfway through the round, Floyd starts sneaking in jabs. Not knockout shots, but enough to keep Castillo guessing. Castillo, he's swinging wildly, trying to connect with a left uppercut, but he's hitting nothing but air. It's like Mayweather's not just dodging punches, he's erasing them before they even leave Castillo's gloves. As the round closes, Castillo's nose is bloodied, and it's all thanks to Floyd's precision. Mayweather doesn't need to land bombs, he just lands enough. Easy 10-9 to Floyd. And with that, the fight's officially underway, but for Castillo, it's looking like a long night.
Because Floyd will come over the top.
In Mayweather's corner, it's business as usual with Uncle Roger, Rafael Garcia, and Leonard Ellerby, his trusted team. Castillo's corner, on the other hand, is sweating bullets, knowing they've got some serious ground to make up.
Round 2 scheduled for 12 for Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Round 2 kicks off with Mayweather showing off his skills. He lands a slick left hook that drops Castillo, but the ref says it's just a slip. Not ideal for Castillo, and things get worse quickly. A minute in, both fighters clash heads, leaving Mayweather with a cut. Even with that, Floyd's moving around like he's on skates, while Castillo seems stuck trying to catch up. Mayweather's letting Castillo take the lead, then punishing him with quick counters. It's like watching Floyd play chess while Castillo's stuck in a simpler game. Castillo's frustration is building as he struggles to turn the fight around. By the end of the round, it's clear Mayweather is in control. Castillo's got to do something fast or this fight will slip away. After the last round ended with Mayweather up 10-9, Castillo finds himself fighting against the tide. George Foreman's advice to Floyd was clear: jab and avoid the ropes. Ironically, Mayweather ends up on the ropes early in round 3. But in typical Mayweather fashion, he slips out of trouble, dodging Castillo's punches like he's in a dance-off. The round becomes a nail-biter. Castillo throws punches with mounting desperation, trying to land something significant. Mayweather, however, remains a master of evasion. Castillo manages to land a few solid shots, a left to the body and a right to the head, but his wild roundhouse right misses the mark as the bell rings. It's a tense round where Castillo's efforts shine, but Mayweather's elusive defense keeps him just out of reach.
We're in the 4th round, scheduled for 12.
In round 4, the bout reaches a fever pitch as Castillo changes his strategy, embracing a more aggressive offensive approach. This shift is a strategic response to Mayweather's elusive defense, which had effectively neutralized Castillo's previous attempts to engage. Castillo starts the round by pressing the action early, adopting a high guard that effectively absorbs Floyd's wild hooks. Mayweather, visibly unsettled by the change in Castillo's tactics, tries to counter by occasionally switching to a southpaw stance. However, this adjustment fails to stabilize his rhythm. Castillo's pressure forces Mayweather into defensive maneuvers, including the "oh no, my back is to you now" tactic, which he famously used against Ricky Hatton years later. Despite Mayweather's attempt to create openings, Castillo capitalizes with a well-timed right uppercut that lands cleanly, showcasing his ability to adapt and exploit Mayweather's momentary vulnerabilities. The round becomes even more dramatic when Castillo receives a warning for using his head, adding to the intensity and controversy of the exchange. Castillo's dominance in this round is evident as he manages to control the pace and dictate the action, putting Floyd on the defensive. The aggression and precision of Castillo's attacks make this a standout round for him. Round 4 score, Castillo 10-9, and his efforts finally pay off. As the bell rings for round 5, a quick promotional segment teases an upcoming Boxing After Dark event. Jim Lampley's brief mention of the classic bout to come, Gatti Ward, generates anticipation, hinting at the high level of excitement that boxing fans can expect. Back in the ring, Harold Lederman's scorecard surprisingly awards the 4th round to Mayweather, a decision that sparks debate given Castillo's strong performance. In round 5, Mayweather attempts to regain his composure with a beautiful counter left hand from the southpaw stance, signaling his intent to turn the tide. Floyd shows glimpses of his technical prowess, stringing together some sharp shots in the early part of the round. However, Castillo remains undeterred, pressing forward with relentless energy. About 40 seconds before the round ends, Castillo delivers a vicious body shot that visibly impacts Mayweather, underscoring Castillo's strategic focus on weakening Floyd's core. Castillo then follows up with a straight right that narrowly misses, but his subsequent flurry of punches upstairs keeps Mayweather on the defensive. Castillo finishes strong with another significant body shot just before the bell. Again, round 5 score, Castillo 10-9.
You ain't got your left hand on. You beat him easy. You beat him easy right hand. Okay? Smart boxing. Don't listen. He ain't with a rise on boy. You ever land. Listen. Keep the jab working.
Round 6 starts with Mayweather using his jab to maintain distance while Castillo relentlessly pursues him. Floyd manages to fend off Castillo momentarily with a sharp jab, but quickly resorts to clinching every time Castillo gets too close. Mayweather's strategy of ducking under Castillo's jabs and holding him seems designed to disrupt Castillo's flow, but Castillo's persistence pays off. A standout moment comes when Castillo lands a powerful straight right, the most significant punch of the round. Floyd responds with a solid left hook, but his attempts to hold on to Castillo lead to repeated warnings from the referee. When Castillo lands a body shot that makes Floyd stumble, Castillo is unfairly warned for wrestling, even though he wasn't the one initiating the grappling. Despite these interruptions, Castillo's aggressive and accurate punches clearly dominate the round, adding another win to his side and making it 2 rounds in a row where he's firmly in control. Again, round 6 score, Castillo 10-9. Alright, let's dive into round 7. By now, the tension is palpable. Lederman's scorecard has the fight dead even at 3-3, which is a real nail-biter. Merchant, however, has Mayweather ahead 4-2, adding an extra layer of drama. The round kicks off with Floyd showcasing his defensive prowess, landing some slick counter shots while darting around the ring like he's dancing on air. He takes a couple of solid blows while pinned against the ropes, but quickly regains control, evading Castillo's punches with his trademark footwork and sharp counters. Even with Mayweather's defensive brilliance, Castillo isn't giving up. He's relentlessly pushing forward, landing some effective body shots that force Floyd to stay alert. The first 2 minutes of the round see Floyd trying to pull the fight into his preferred pace, using his superior movement to make Castillo miss and land some clean counters. But Castillo's persistence and sheer willpower shine through. As the round progresses, Castillo steps up his game, unleashing a series of powerful punches that catch Floyd off guard. This late surge is impressive and decisive, as Castillo manages to steal the round from Mayweather. Again, round 7 score, Castillo 10-9. Now let's talk about round 8. Mayweather comes out with a renewed focus. He starts snapping his jab with precision and starts using his legs to stay off the ropes, finally finding his rhythm. It's almost like he's playing a game of chess, positioning himself expertly while Castillo tries to catch up. Jim Lampley, ever the commentator, attempts to draw a parallel to the legendary Taylor-Chavez fight, but honestly, it's not quite the same level of intensity. As Floyd starts to dominate, Castillo is still trying to make things happen with his body shots, but Floyd's defense is rock solid. Mayweather controls the pace of the round, making Castillo work incredibly hard for every punch. Castillo's frustration is evident as Floyd evades most of his shots, keeping him at bay with a combination of footwork and sharp counters. The drama ramps up as the round nears its end. Just as the 10-second warning sounds, referee Vic Drakulich decides to take a point away from Castillo for an infraction, adding a serious twist to the fight. The commentators get into it, with Foreman stating, "That's what you want a referee to do," implying that the referee's maintaining control. Meanwhile, Merchant, ever the critic, responds with, "I feel this referee has been altogether too involved in the fight, too officious." It's clear Merchant has been waiting for the perfect moment to use the word officious, and this is it. Round 8 ended with score Mayweather 10-9 with a 1-point penalty for Castillo.
Round number 9 scheduled for 12. Now, Castillo throws some punches, and Mayweather's holding his arm down. Castillo just wants to go. Good, hard left hand from Mayweather. Another one. Now it's kind of turned into a little bit of a streak.
Round 9 begins with fireworks as Mayweather lands a stunning counter right, sending the crowd into a frenzy. Larry Merchant, never one to shy away from a dramatic outburst, starts losing it over the referee's interruptions. He exclaims, "Now why was the referee in there breaking them up? They had broken themselves up and they were ready to keep fighting." Merchant is visibly agitated as Drakulich intervenes again, instructing the fighters to calm it down. Merchant continues his rant. "What do you mean calm it down? It's a fight." Referees telling two fighters who want to fight to calm it down? He should calm down. Nobody paid to see this referee. It's a classic Merchant moment full of his characteristic passion and frustration. As the action resumes, Castillo lands a solid body shot and works the round with impressive aggression in the first minute. Notably, Mayweather isn't using his right hand much, likely due to an injury, which gives Castillo an opening. Castillo controls much of the round's pace, slowing down Mayweather and landing some decent punches. Just as the bell rings, Mayweather sneaks in a shot, possibly after the bell, and Drakulich considers a point deduction but ultimately decides against it. Round 9 score, Castillo 10-9. As we head into round 10, the tension is palpable. Harold Lederman has it all square at 85-85, adding to the drama. Castillo, still relentless but visibly slowing down, chases Mayweather around the ring. Mayweather has a strong start to the round, displaying his superior skills and making Castillo work hard. However, in the final minute, Castillo turns up the heat with a surge of energy, landing some significant punches. Mayweather is warned for shoving, and with just about 12 seconds left, he gets a point deducted for using his elbow. The point deductions level the playing field, making it a challenging round to score. While Mayweather demonstrated superior technique early in the round, Castillo's late burst of effective punches and the point deduction for Mayweather made this a tough call. In the end, despite the deductions and Castillo's late flurry, Mayweather's early dominance might just edge him out. Round 10 score, Mayweather 10-9 with a 1-point deduction for Mayweather. The intensity continues to build in round 11. Roger Mayweather, known for his usually calm and collected demeanor, breaks from tradition with an unusual burst of urgency. He instructs Floyd with rare advice: stand, punch, and move out. The normally composed Mayweather corner is visibly agitated, a rare sight that underscores the gravity of the situation. Castillo, sensing the opportunity, is relentless, pressing forward with an aggressive and determined approach. What's striking this round is how out of sorts Mayweather appears. He's not his usual self, nervous, unsure, and visibly uncomfortable. Castillo's relentless pursuit and unyielding pressure seem to rattle Floyd, who struggles to impose his usual defensive mastery. Despite this, Mayweather manages to land some impressive shots as the round progresses. The round is a fierce back-and-forth battle. Castillo absorbs Mayweather's punches with a grit that's almost palpable and retaliates with his own fierce strikes. As the round ticks down, the fight seems to hang in the balance. Castillo's bodywork has been exceptional, but in the final 30 seconds, Mayweather pulls off a tactical maneuver. He manages to land a few decisive blows, forcing Castillo to hit elbows in his desperate attempt to connect. Castillo's strong body shots and persistent aggression make it a closely contested round, but Mayweather's late flurry might just have given him the edge. Round 11 score, Mayweather 10-9. As we reach the final round, the anticipation is electrifying. Larry Merchant stoked the excitement with a dramatic observation. We've seen upsets of Hamed, of Lewis, of Trinidad, of Mosley in the last year. Is this yet another one? The atmosphere is charged with fans on the edge of their seats as the fighters prepare for one last epic showdown. Mayweather reverts to his signature evasive style, using his footwork to stay out of Castillo's reach. However, Castillo is not backing down. He's relentless, tearing into Mayweather with a ferocity that's both impressive and desperate. Castillo lands 2 significant body shots that could be considered low, a tactic he's been using throughout the fight to gain an advantage. His hunger and tenacity are on full display as he pours everything into his attacks, knowing that he needs a decisive finish to secure the win. Despite Castillo's aggressive onslaught, Mayweather remains a formidable opponent. He manages to land some well-placed jabs and maintain control of the pace, though Castillo's sheer determination is hard to ignore. The final moments of the fight are a flurry of activity, with both fighters trading shots in a dramatic finish that has the crowd roaring. Castillo's relentless aggression clearly wins in the round, but whether it will be enough to overcome the earlier rounds remains uncertain. Round 12 score, Castillo 10-9. Their rematch a few months later would determine the Ring Magazine Lightweight Championship, making Mayweather the division's first ring champion since Pernell Whitaker moved up to 140 pounds in 1992. When Mayweather discusses his unbeaten record, critics often point to this fight as a potential gift from the judges. Many consider it his toughest bout, and it's often cited as the only fight where he might have legitimately lost. Public opinion overwhelmingly favored Castillo, though I'm not offering any definitive judgment, just one perspective among many. In boxing, excuses often fall on deaf ears. What happens in the ring usually reflects the preparation leading up to it. So, when Mayweather complained about a sore shoulder after his narrow victory, skepticism was high. However, Mayweather addressed the controversy with a more convincing performance in the rematch on December 7, 2002. The fight is now considered the 4th greatest of his career. In their first fight, Mayweather faced significant challenges. Castillo struggled to land effective punches early on, with Mayweather deftly avoiding his attacks and shifting between stances. But Castillo adjusted, landing significant body shots and closing the fight strongly. Punch stats showed Castillo landing 203 punches at a 40% success rate, compared to Mayweather's 157 punches at a 35% success rate. Despite this, judges scored the fight in favor of Mayweather. Jerry Roth and John Keane had it 115-111, and Anek Hoktonkam scored it 116-111. Springer's unofficial score was 114-112 for Mayweather. Mayweather claimed a rotary cuff injury affected his performance, but this was met with skepticism. Arum, dissatisfied with the decision, sought an immediate rematch at Staples Center. Mayweather, wary of the judges and the largely Latino crowd supporting Castillo, rejected the idea. Instead, the rematch was held at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, where Mayweather delivered a commanding performance. The scores were closer than Springer's 117-111 card, 115, 115, and 116, all to 113, but Mayweather's performance left no doubt. Springer noted that as the fight progressed, Castillo struggled to land punches, his nose bloodied, and he repeatedly held Mayweather despite referee Joe Cortez's warnings. Mayweather's only other rematch came against Marcos Maidana. After facing early pressure in their first fight, Mayweather dominated the rematch in September and then shifted focus to Pacquiao. This fight wasn't just about Floyd's ascent in the lightweight ranks. It was about setting the stage for Money Mayweather, the future pay-per-view king.